Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Game Awards recap video. And yes, this time we're actually going to do the video directly through the site, the official site, instead of going through every category, screenshot the results, the nominees and the winner, and then put it on over a still image in the background. But yeah. So, the 2025 Game Awards. What can be said about the yesterday's show? I'm pretty sure we all came into this thing expecting a slugfest between Silksong and Expedition 33. At least I expected it. And instead, what we got is Expedition 33 being the unquestionable main character of the show and of, I guess, of the 2025 in terms of the gaming landscape, because 12 nominations and he won 9 of them. To which, honestly, if I actually got 11 of them up until this point, then I made a recount and realized, oh, it's 9. That's a lot less impressive. I mean, it's a I say this, but it's apparently the biggest winner, the most awards a game has ever won, beating out, I believe, The Last of Us 2. So, yeah, but still, 9 winners out of 12 nominations. It's yeah, that's some impressive numbers. That's I had an entire spiel about the game being the closest thing to perfection, but turns out, yeah, it's actually nowhere near that. So, whoops. But yeah, still, Expedition 33 was the undoubted main protagonist of 2025 in gaming. Well, Silksong, I guess it can be said that he barely got the part of a one episode only side character. So, yeah, he only got one award, which I'm pretty sure everybody expected them to get at least 3 awards, maybe 4 awards, but no, just one. Which I guess it's the exact same thing that can be said about Armored Core 6. I'm pretty sure a lot of people expected that game to sweep everything, but it only got one award, and it was the only award it was nominated for. So, yeah, but anyway. Before we begin with all the categories, let's talk about my 3 personal categories. Worst Game of the Year, most outrageous moment, and most surprising moment of the year. Now, if you've been following me, I've made those pretty clear, but to reiterate them, Worst Game of the Year is Mind's Eye, and not because the game is bad, because the game is bad. In fact, when the trailer came out, I immediately thought, yep, this sounds like a big time flop. I can already see it, and it was. Like, they lost like $100 million. They spent like $100 million on the thing, and it flopped. But no, the main reason why I have this on Worst Game of the Year is because of who was involved, and the guy that was involved was Leslie Menzies, aka the former producer, one of the former producers at Rockstar Games for GTA. So immediately, a lot of people were putting this game alongside GTA 6. We're booking a fight between this game and GTA 6. Problem is that they didn't even bother. They even tried to make it. The problem is that, again, the game is bad, but the problem is that they didn't even try to make it look like, to pretend that GTA 6 had some sort of competition. They just gave up right at the start and gave the award and gave the win to GTA 6 without even trying. So, yeah, that's basically the reason why this game is on the is for my Worst Game of the Year. Now, as for most surprising and most outrageous moment, they are both related to the Stop Killing Games petition. Now, to make a quick recap of that, the Stop Killing Games petition was an EU exclusive actually, sorry, say EU-only petition created by Ross of Accursed Farms, the guy behind Ross Game Dungeon, that basically said that they wanted the EU to make a law that would stop developers from putting games, online games, offline and delist them. It is specifically aimed at the live services and, of course, gachas. And that happened after Ubisoft shut down The Crew and unlisted it. To which I want to say that's not the best game you want to put your case, but that's just me. That's besides the point. But and in July, this thing had like a year of life, and he had to go through. It was from the moment it was posted to August of this year, and by July, which is the time I decided to check it out, I found out that it was not even halfway through. So I thought, yeah, this ain't going through. For the record, I was a big I was a big doubter of the first hour because, as you all know, petitions, no matter how noble they are, almost never work on the internet. Petitions on the internet almost never work. So imagine my surprise when the thing actually went through at the beginning of August in a week and a half, something like that, or like 2 weeks. And the reason why that happened is my most outrageous moment of the year. That being Pirate Software talking about the petition, completely failing what it was all about, making himself look like an idiot in the process. He was already in a big heat, and he was already going through some heat because of some comments that he made. And naturally, people's hate watch got working, and the petition's popularity just skyrocketed. Also compounded by both Jacksepticeye and the PewDiePie talking about it. Of course, two of the biggest Europe-based YouTubers. Jacksepticeye is Irish from the Republic of Ireland, and as you all know, PewDiePie is Swedish, who lives in the UK. So, yeah. Again, this thing was dead before August, and in 2 weeks, this guy Pirate Software managed to not only revive it, but to make it go through. Now, they still haven't done anything, they still haven't talked about it, but apparently some people inside of the EU offices are agree to the petition, so maybe it could actually go through, but who knows. But yeah, those are my 3 awards, so let's get on with the official stuff. Of course, we're just gonna skip all of this. Let's get on with what's the anticipated game, and I said it was going to GTA 6, and unsurprisingly, it was GTA 6. And it will continue to be GTA 6 for as long as the game gets delayed. Now, actually, I've seen quite a lot of people either hoping with all the hearts or wondering what would happen if the game would flop, because and not they have reasons why. One of them being Rockstar's claim that people should spend $100 for a game. The full game, no DLC, that stuff. Base game, no DLC, and all that stuff. So there is a reason, and of course, the recent news that apparently the game got delayed to the end of 2026 because Rockstar fired almost 40 people because they tried to unionize. But I still believe this game is going to be a smash hit. I mean, as far as I know, Rockstar has never made a bad game. A game that's flopped. Like the closest thing I can think of is one of the Midnight Run games, if that was made by Rockstar, and Max Payne 3. But even that Max Payne 3 was forgettable instead of just actually bad. So yeah, I know that's the first time for everything, but I believe GTA 6 will still be a big hit. In fact, I keep saying that people should enjoy this year because 2026 is probably going to be the GTA 6 year. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get on with Best Adaptation. I said it was going to go to The Last of Us Season 2, and of course it went to The Last of Us Season 2. Now, I know that this season was mediocre. Of course, it was trying to adapt The Last of Us 2, which, as we all know, is pretty controversial. But I'm aware that the main reason why this thing won in the first place is because they didn't bother putting Sonic 3 into the nominees. But still, people still love The Last of Us. The Last of Us 2. So yeah, this was an inevitability. Also because the Devil May Cry anime sucks. This thing I haven't heard anything. This one I also haven't heard anything. And the Minecraft movie, the less we talk about this, the better. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get on with Best Multiplayer, to which I'm actually sort of surprised for this pick, because I said that Night Rain was going to win, but instead it went to Arc Raiders. The game that became famous because Shroud said that it should have won. This should have been a Game of the Year contender and not, just a minor award. But yeah, at least I guess at least I can say he got this little victory. But still, of course, I don't care about any of them. Well, maybe Battlefield 6 I could potentially get, but yeah, I don't know. And for the record, I also bought Black Ops 7, so I cannot be accused of bias here. But anyway, let's get on with Best Sports and Racing Game, and okay, this was a fun one. So, for this one, I decided to use the first of my 3 double picks, and I chose it was either going to go Sonic Racing Cross Worlds or Mario Kart World, and it went to Mario Kart World. Now, I'll be honest here, I had Mario Kart World. If you've seen me talking about it ever since June, ever since this thing dropped with the Switch 2, I said, oh, this thing is going to win Best Racing Game, and it's not even going to be close. Even after this thing released and it became a big hit, I still said, no, this is going to be the one. Then, like very late in the year, I went, you know what, I'm gonna consider Racing Crossroads into the contenders, because who knows, maybe journalists did warm up to Sonic. After all, it's been what, a full decade of constant successes between the movies, every game post Mania, and of course tons of merch. But no, turns out journalists still like Sonic. But yeah, so let's get on with Best Sim Strategy, and this was an easy one. I said it was going to Final Fantasy Tactics, and it went to Final Fantasy Tactics, so yeah, not much to say here. So let's get on with Best Family Game. This, ironically, was actually kind of a tight. This was actually more tighter than I thought. Like DK Bonanza, Mario Kart World, and Sonic Racing Cross World, so we're pretty close to each other. But I decided to go for Donkey Kong Bonanza, and thank God I actually got it right. So yeah, but one thing that I sort of don't get is, why is Split Fiction in Best Family Game? I have no idea, but whatever. I'm not questioning it. But yeah, this was actually a really close category, and yeah, thank God I actually got this one right. By the way, there's gonna be a lot of awards that I got right by shooting at the hip. I shoot from the hip and just picked a random game, and turns out I actually got it. And here's the Best Fighting Game, a category that I am ashamed of admitting I got wrong, because I said 2X KO was actually going to win, but it went to Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Now, I had this game as the winner of Best Fighting Game for the longest time. I thought, no, this is going to be the thing. This is going to be the game that wins it. But then I was reminded in a server that I was in about 2XKO, and immediately said, shit, right, League of Legends. Of course I'm not going to lose. And yeah, I regret actually ever picking that. I regret making the switch. For record, I got 15 correct of all my predictions. I got 15 correct and 10 wrong. But knowing it, this kind of actually got me into the when I kept my wrong predictions in the single digits. Actually, kind of hurts. But yeah. Now, best RPG. Unsurprisingly, it was Expedition 33, and I wrote it was actually going to be Expedition 33. So, yeah. To be fair, probably the only biggest contender would have been the Dragon Quest games, but it wasn't nominated, so of course this was an easy pick. And so we are at one award for Expedition 33. Now for Best Action Adventure, this was also not a relatively easy pick for me because I immediately picked Hollow Knight Silksong and it went to Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, I'm aware there's Ghost of Yotei and Indiana Jones The Great Circle, especially Ghost of Yotei would have been the closest second, come to think of it. Yeah, I mean, this game was still, I mean, it won, this is the only award that the thing won, by the way. This is like the only piece of glory that this game got. But it was still big enough to actually make this choice relatively easy. Plus, apparently, Ghost of Yotei is suffering from something Spider-Man 2 syndrome, where the second game is pretty inferior to the first game. It tried to be very like the first one, but completely messed up the process. So, yeah. But yeah. So next award is Best Action Game, and I'll be honest, I picked Hades 2 right away, but then when I saw Doom the Dark Ages, I realized, oh shit, I got it wrong. But, yeah, thank God that I actually got this one right. The thing is, actually, Shinobi Ninja Gaiden 4, of all the 5 games, except Battlefield 6, I heard nothing about. Battlefield 6, well, it's usually because, oh hey, this thing actually is not good again. Battlefield is good again. But for Doom Dark Ages, Ninja Gaiden 4, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, I heard absolutely nothing. And Hades 2 as well. Like, I haven't heard anything about this game unless I actually prompt this conversation about it. But still, I thought, I mean, Hades 1 was super popular, so I guess this should not be a no-brainer. And yeah, this ended up being I got it right. So yeah, let's continue. And here's what we were talking about before. Wait, actually, no, actually, no, never mind. I remember this. I was going to say, I haven't seen any of these games, so I should have, no, I remember watching this, actually. My sister played it because she wanted to write an article about it. Now, I remember this game, yeah, now I remember. Yeah, I remember. This the stop motion, Team Burn-like game, I remember that one. So, yeah, but yeah, this was one of those awards that I just picked a game at random, and I would have been too mad if I got it wrong. So, yeah, thank God I actually got it right. Yeah, I have no idea how I got this one right. So, yeah, I got so super fucking lucky with this one. Now for best mobile game. This was the second. First and foremost, I was actually surprised that there was no Hoyo representation. Okay, they got Genshin Impact Tech Player's Choice, but I don't count that one. But yeah, for best mobile game, I was surprised that there was no Hoyo representation. And not even Donkey Star Rail, or Genshin, not even fucking Zelda Zone Zero. I would expect at least that one to make it to the nominations, but nope, couldn't. Nope, absolutely not. But what we got is I guess now the arrival for Genshin Wuthering Waves, and of course for this one I used my second double pick, and I picked either Wuthering Waves or Uma Musume, and it went to Uma Musume, which, in all fairness, I probably could have just not used it at all, because Uma Musume, it has the I am fully aware how just big this game has become now that it's gone global. To the point that some people that I know legitimately got into horse racing because of this game. But yeah, this was my double pick, and I got it right. So yeah, let's continue on. And yeah, best debut indie. Unsurprisingly, it was going to be this game. It was going to be Expedition 33, and in fact, I said so, and in fact, it was. Now, the reason why there's only 4 awards instead of 4 games instead of 5 is because the last game, because there was another game that I don't remember the name of, Monkey something, Monkey Block, something like that. I don't remember, but basically, the creator of the game wanted to retire, pulled out of the category because he confessed that that's not the first game that I made. I made other games under different companies, but actually the same company but with different names. So technically, I'm cheating. So I'm pulling out. To which, yeah, I respect him. Plus, regardless of his decision, you were not gonna win against this. So yeah. Actually, this is something that I want to say. I feel so fucking sorry for Dispatch. I mean, this game has such an interesting behind the scenes story that this game was supposed to be like a live action game. Then the pandemic hit. They shelved that project. They made it animated. Then this game looked like it was going to get canceled, and the developers and the studio was going to close down because this was the period in which everybody was getting fired. Until Critical Role came along and Critical Role came along and bought the game. So, and actually, I made about the game and made sure that it would, bought and founded the game and made sure that it would actually get to be sold. But yeah, nobody was winning against this. But yeah, now next up is of course Best Indie Game, and I chose my third double pick. And it was I picked either Silksong or Expedition 33, and it went to Expedition 33. Now, I've seen a lot of people complain about Expedition 33 being put as Best Indie, because for one good reason. This game feels way too much like a AAA game, or at least feels a lot more closer to a AAA game in scope and feel than a proper indie game like it would be Silksong, Hades 2, or any of these games. Like this game had the scope and feel, of course, also had as plenty of disposable income thanks to Kepler Interactive, because how the hell do you think they were able to hire Charlie Cox and the Circus, like two guys that have had several Hollywood blockbusters under their belt? Not to mention that one is a Marvel actor and the other one has been Gollum for years. So, yeah. And the same can be said for Dispatch. Yeah, the invisible-like cartoon graphics hide the fact that, number one, this game was made on Unreal Engine 5. Number two, actually, this thing was also made on Unreal Engine 5, apparently. That game was made on Unreal Engine 5, and it also had Jeffrey Wright and Aaron Paul. So, two Hollywood actors. You might say, not as big as Charlie Cox or Andy Serkis, but still, the Breaking Bad royalties are still pretty big. So, at least on Aaron Paul's part. Actually, it's Jeffrey Wright did. Hold on a minute, I need to check one thing. So, yeah, turns out this was the same Jeffrey Wright that did Valentine Narcissus in Portable Empire. So, and that's an HBO program. So, yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say here. So let's continue on. Best community support, to which you call bullshit. Actually, no, that's not the game that actually said. No, that's not the game I call bullshit. Never mind. For this one was also a game that I said, who cares? Actually, no, I did. Actually, no, never mind. I actually was that sort of cared about this award. I said Helldivers 2 was going to win, but nope, Baldur's Gate 3 won. To which, I'll be honest here, I actually haven't heard anything about Baldur's Gate 3 in a very long time. I want to hazard a guess and say that I've heard it ever since the one game of the year. But last time I actually heard anything about Baldur's Gate 3 was the voice actor who won Best Performance 2 years ago, alongside the voice actress of Lady Dimitrescu presenting Best Performance, which I believe is no, never mind, it's not the next one. But the next one is the is Best Ongoing, which is the one that I call bullshit on. But still, Baldur's Gate 3 won, and I got this one wrong, so let's continue on with Best Ongoing, and this is where I call bullshit. Because I wrote Marvel Rivals was going to win this, but it went to No Man's Sky. I heard legitimately fucking nothing about No Man's Sky. Like, nothing. Not a trailer. I don't remember ever seeing a trailer at any of the stuff that I've seen. A state of play, a direct, or a fucking SGF. I heard nothing. But for Marvel Rivals, I've heard literally everything and the goddamn kitchen sink. So, how in Christ green earth did this thing, the former greatest scam in gaming history before Cyberpunk 2077 took that role? Yeah, how the hell did it win this award? I have absolutely no clue. Yeah, I was actually pretty. Well, I'm not gonna say upset, but let's just say I was not too pleased. Let's just put it that way. Now we got games for Impact, and of all these games, Sound of Midnight was the only one that I saw, and actually no, I saw Wonderstop, but I picked South of Midnight, and guess what? It did win. Now, this also was another one. I mean, usually games for Impact, it's a category that I tend to either shoot from the hip or base it off of what I've seen with my sister playing. And in this case, my sister did play both South of Midnight and Wonderstop, but I immediately picked South of Midnight because I guess for feels. I mean that's what shooting for the hip means. But well, that's not what it means. But it means just picking someone or something at random. But so I just felt like this had to be that winner, and fortunately, it did win. So yeah. Now, Innovation Accessibility. Now, this was an award that I really didn't care. I wrote Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I went to Doom the Dark Ages. And yes, I'm aware. Innovation Accessibility to Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is known as the racist game. It's kind of ironic, but yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time. But yeah. Now, best performance. I said that Charlie Cox was going to win, primarily because Hollywood actor, Marvel. I picked him. Basically the same thing that I picked. Oh god, I think it was the Game Award that the voice actress of Meg Robertson, I think her name is, the voice actress of Lady Dimitrescu won. I picked the big time actor because I thought, well, a Hollywood actor and all that, but I still got the game right, but ended up being Jennifer English, who I believe is the voice actress of Mael. I didn't really care about Expedition all that much, as you can probably imagine, to actually, dive deep into it. But, yeah. But one thing I will say is that, come on, 1, 2, 3, that's kind of bullshit, honestly. That's a little bit overexposure. I can get 1 or 2 characters. I'm pretty sure God of War Ragnarok had both Kratos and Atreus. Atreus, the character from oh god, Unending Story, I think the title of the name was? The Macolande story. I could get 1 or 2, but 3? I mean, Jesus. Seriously, there was nobody else that actually picked, actually been gone for game of the for best performance. Also, I am sort of surprised they decided to not dub Silent Hill Live in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, also I guess it's also a good thing that Cox didn't win, because he said in an interview, I remember saying he said I think in a tweet or something like that. Yeah, I got this part, but I don't play. I have no idea what the fuck this is all about. So yeah, I guess good thing they actually got somebody that maybe is a little bit more aware. But anyway, Best art design, I went for Silent Hill Half, but it went to Battlefield 6. And I got no real fuss about this, so let's just continue on. Now for best score and music, I went for Expedition 33, and Lorienta starred, the SoundCloud guy, ended up winning. To be honest, actually, to give Expedition 33 some credit, the music actually does slap. I mean, again, I've seen my sister play Expedition 33 from beginning to end, and yeah, the music is really fucking good. So, yeah, at least I can give it that merit. And again, this guy comes from fucking SoundCloud. Like, what the hell? This is nuts. It is some rando they picked off of SoundCloud, and it got them that banger of a soundtrack. I guess this goes to show that the internet is filled to the brim with super talented people that nobody knows about, but still, that's impressive. Now, for best art direction, now this is an award that I've seen some people say, yeah, that's probably not right. To which I am myself one of them. But I said it was going to go Hollow Knight Silksong, but it went to Expedition 33. To which, why? I mean, why? Like, what the hell? I mean, I have no idea why with Expedition 33 win. I mean, it's the art direction is great, but come on. I mean, I'm pretty sure we would expect a Silksong. This would have been an easy Silksong win. So, yeah, I have no idea how the Expedition 33 win, but yeah. Now let's get on for the best narrative, and for best narrative, I wrote Expedition 33, and I got that one right. So, yeah, not surprising. There's not much to say here. Of course, you don't need me to say just how apparently this game is. I mean, there's so many people that have said that this game is incredible and all that stuff. So you can look those. Now for best game direction. I went for Death Stranding 2 because I thought, I mean, come on. Jeff Keighley has got to give at least one award to Kojima, but nope. He didn't even do that. He stabbed his best friend in the back because the award went to Expedition 33 again. And still, I got nothing much to say, so let's just continue on. Oh, and of course, the final one is the most expected, oh god, what's the term? Not expected. Fuck, I'm having a brain fog right now. Predictable, there we go. The most predictable winner of Game of the Year. I said Hollow Knight Silksong was actually going to win, but it went to Expedition 33. Now, let me explain why I picked Silksong. I picked Silksong purely because I thought that this game was going to win, not because it was a great game, but because of all the stuff around this game. You know, the extreme amount of hype, the 7 years of development, all the memes about those 7 years of development. The fact that these guys had to go through hell on earth while making this game, you know, with Australia going on fire, the Great Reef Barrier being bleached, and of course the pandemic, to which I have a friend in Australia, and yeah, he spent and Australia was one of the countries that actually enforced like a hard lockdown, and yeah, he suffered. Like he did not like that period. But yeah, so because of those things, I picked Silksong. But after the nominations were revealed, I honestly thought, I've seen Expedition 33 being nominated for so many things. I went, okay, maybe I should probably change my pick and make it to Expedition 33 because. You know, this thing has been nominated for so many things, and chances are it's actually going to win them, and super favorite to win them. So maybe I'll just stick with Expedition 33. But I decided to stick with Silksong because for one simple reason. Hades, was Best Indie Game one year and was also nominated for Game of the Year, but it didn't win. So I thought, okay, maybe if Expedition 33 wins Best Indie, chances are Hollow Knight Silksong could still win Game of the Year. But turns out I should have actually made that change I should have made that change because yeah, Expedition 43 got the Game of the Year. For that matter, actually, I realized that I made a mistake the moment my fate was sealed the moment Expedition 43 won Best Indie. So yeah, and those are all the categories of the 2025 Game Awards. So, final thoughts. All in all, this show was actually pretty decent. In all fairness, the only things that I was looking forward to was what Sega was teasing. Turns out it was Total War Warhammer 40k. For the record, I didn't think they were going to reveal something like, Persona 4 Rewind or Persona 6 or real Persona 6. No, I thought, okay, let's check it out because maybe it could be something, it could be something cool, which I guess Total War could be pretty cool, but I don't like RTSs, so that's a no for me. And of course, if Valve was actually going to reveal Half-Life 3, because of that tease definitely showed with the Steam Machine reveal trailer they had, or the GameCube, but turns out it didn't. So, yeah. But at least we got the brand new. Actually, I got two brand new Tomb Raider games. One of them being a completely original one, and the other one being the remake / reimagining of 1996 / Anniversary. To which, at this point, I would assume which of these games. At this point, I would assume are those games going to be the games that kickstart the unified timeline. Because if you remember, Crystal Dynamics before they were sold off, before Square Enix sold them, they wanted to unify the three timelines of Lara Croft. So the core stuff, the Crystal Dynamics pre 2013, and of course the trilogy after the Survivor trilogy. And if you remember, at Shadow of the Tomb Raider, there was that scene at the end of the game where they patched that scene. The original version of the scene had a letter written to Jacqueline Nadler, who was the bad guy, was the antagonist of 1986 and Anniversary, and of the Lara trilogy as a whole. But they changed it to, I guess, something generic. But yeah, I guess those games are going to be the ones that can start the original timeline. So yeah. But yeah, instead of those, there's not much to be said here. So I guess I am going to finish this video, and this is a very underwhelming way to finish this video. But yeah, I mean, I said everything right at the beginning. Silksong got absolutely destroyed. Destiny 2, nothing, no awards. Then what? I managed to get some picks right by completely going at random. But yeah, and again, if I only stuck with my guts, I definitely got it more than I would have been in the single digits in terms of wrong predictions. But yeah, what can you do? And as I stated, hope you guys had fun this year because 2026 is inevitably going to be the GTA 6 year. Now, there's some I already can see some potential contenders for some awards. Divinity definitely going to be best RPG. Where is it? Best RPG and potentially Game of the Year if it's as good as Baldur's Gate 3. There's also Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave. As much as I hate to say that, they could potentially go for best game strategy. Forza Horizon 6, of course, is going to be for best racing game. In fact, I would probably say that it's definitely going to win this unless something big happens. Then what? I got nothing else. Yeah, those are my. And again, as I said, GTA 6 it's either going to be most anticipated game if it gets delayed again, or going to put to a lot of awards. Like I could see best game direction, best narrative, and potentially even best scoring music, and actually best performance as well. But yeah, and of course game of the year. Maybe actually best action game, but I don't know. I mean, I can't really see GTA 6 being nominated for a lot of awards for next year. So assuming again it doesn't get delayed, otherwise it's this one again. So yeah, now I've officially ended everything that I wanted to say. So that's it for 2025 in terms of gaming. So see you in the next video, everybody.